A computer network is a group of computers that use a set of common communication protocols over digital interconnections for the purpose of sharing resources located on or provided by network nodes. The interconnections between nodes are formed in a broad spectrum of telecommunication network technologies based on physically wired, optical, and wireless radio frequency methods that may be arranged in a variety of network topologies. Nodes of a computer network may be classified by many means as personal computers, servers, networking hardware, and or general purpose hosts. They are identified by host names and network addresses. Host name Host names serve as memorable labels for the nodes, rarely changed after initial assignment. Network addresses serve for locating and identifying the nodes by communication protocols such as the Internet Protocol. Computer networks may be classified by many criteria, for example, the transmission medium used to carry signals, bandwidth, communications protocols to organize network traffic, the network size, the topology, traffic control mechanism, and organizational intent. Computer networks support many um, applications and services such as the World Wide Web, digital video, digital audio, shared use of application and storage servers, printers and fax machines, and use of email and instant messaging applications. Okay, local area network. By definition, a local area network LAN is limited to a specific area, usually an office, and cannot be extended beyond the boundaries of a single building. The first LANs were limited to a range from a central point to the most distant computers of 185 meters, about 600 feet, and no more than 30 computers. Today's technology allows a larger LAN, but practical administration limitations require dividing it up into logical areas called workgroups. A workgroup is a collection of individuals, a sales department, for example, who share the same files or uh, databases over a LAN. Figure 1.1 shows an example of a small LAN and its workgroup. So here is just a quick picture of a server and a printer and a bus topology network and a ring topology. A wide area network. Chances you are an experienced wide area network WAN user and didn't know it. If you have ever connected to the internet, you have used the largest WAN on the planet. A WAN is any network that crosses metropolitan, regional, or national boundaries. Most networking professionals define a WAN as any network that uses routers and public network links. The Internet fits both definitions. WANs differ from LANs in the following ways. WANs cover greater distances, WAN speeds are lower, and WANs can be connected on demand or permanently connected. LANs have permanent connections between stations. WANs can use public or private network transport. LANs primarily use private network transport. WANs can either use full or half-duplex communications. LANs typically use half-duplex communications, although most local area networks today use full duplex communication. The Internet is actually a specific type of WAN. The Internet is a collection of networks that are interconnected and therefore is technically an internetwork. Internet is short for the word internetwork. A WAN is a WAN can be centralized or distributed. A centralized WAN consists of a central computer at a central site to which computers and dumb terminals connect. The Internet, on the other hand, consists of many interconnected computers in many locations, thus is a distributed WAN. So here's just a picture of what a wide area network would look like. Here's four local area networks, and they can all be connected together through the wide area network. Understanding workstations. In the classic terms, a workstation is a powerful computer used for drafting or math-intensive applications. The term is also applied to a computer that has multiple central processing units (CPUs) available to users. In the network environment, the term workstation normally refers to any computer connected to the network that is used by any individual to do work. Workstation can also refer to software as a Windows NT workstation. It is important to distinguish between workstations and client. A client is any network entity that can request resources from the network. A workstation is a computer that can request resources. Workstations can be clients, but not all clients are workstations. For example, a printer can request resources from the network, but it is a client, not a workstation. Sorry now. Okay, servers. In the truest sense, a server does exactly what the name implies. It provides resources to the clients on the network, serves them in other words. Servers are typically powerful computers that run the software that controls and maintains the network. Servers are often specialized for a single purpose. This is not to say that a single server can't do many jobs, but more than often you'll get better performance if you dedicate a server to a single task. Here are some examples of servers that are dedicated to a single task. Um, File server holds and distributes files. Print server controls and manages one or more printers for the network. Proxy server performs a function on behalf of other computers. Proxy means on behalf of. Application server hosts a network application. Web server holds and delivers web pages or other web content using Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP). Mail server hosts and delivers email is the electronic equivalent of a post office. Fax server sends and receives faxes via a special fax port for the entire network without the need for paper. Um, remote remote access server hosts modems for inbound requests to connect to the internet. Remote access servers provide remote users working from home or on the road with a connection to the network. Telephony server functions as a smart answering machine for the network. It can also perform call center and call routing functions. Notice that each server type's name consists of the type of service the server provides. Remote access, for example, followed by the word serve, which, as you remember, means to serve. So this is just a picture, I suppose, of a computer network with several client computers and two laptops and two servers. One server is working as an Active Directory server for users to be able to log in, have their own user account and access files. And then you have the file server, which is used by different departments such as like HR and health and safety to store files. Understanding hosts. The term host is most commonly used when discussing TCP/IP related services and functions. A host in TCP/IP terms is any network device that has a TCP/IP network address, workstation, servers, and any other network device as long as it has TCP IP addresses can all be considered hosts. In conversation, you may also hear the word host used to describe any mini computer or server. For the Network Plus exam, however, you should stick to the classic definition used here. Peer-to-peer network. In peer-to-peer networks, the connected computers have no centralized authority. From an authority viewpoint, all these computers are equal. In other words, they are peers. If a user of one computer wants to access the resources on another computer, the security check for access rights is the responsibility of the computer holding the resource. Each computer in a peer-to-peer network can be both a client that requests resources and a server that provides resources. This is a great arrangement provided the following conditions are met. Each user is responsible for local backup. Security considerations are minimal. A limited number of computers are involved. Networks that are running Windows 2000 and Windows XP as their network operating system or using Windows NT in a workgroup are considered peer-to-peer networks. Peer-to-peer networks present some challenges. For example, backing up company data becomes an iffy proposition. Also, it can be difficult to remember where you store the file. Finally, because security is not centralized, users and passwords must be maintained separately on each machine. So this is just a picture of a peer-to-peer network using a hub, or this can also be a switch. So it consists of three workstations and a laptop. Client server. In contrast to a peer-to-peer network, a client-server network uses a network operating system designed to manage the entire network from a centralized point, which is the server. Clients make requests to the server and the server responds with information or access to a resource. Client-server networks have some definite advantage over peer-to-peer networks. For one thing, the network is much more organized. It's easier to find files and resources because they are all stored on the server. Also, client-server networks generally have much tighter security. All usernames and passwords are stored in the same database on the server, and individual users can't use the server as a workstation. Finally, a client-server networks have better performance and can scale almost infinitely. It is not uncommon to see client-server networks with tens of thousands of workstations. So this is an example of a client-server network model. Here you have three workstations and a server, and this server will be running Active Directory to allow users to log in and access network resources. So I'm going to leave it at today for this first part of training of the Comptia Network Plus course. If you like this video, please consider like, sharing and subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch.